You know, I swear, the best content is always the unexpected / impromptu content. So, I was ordered out as a line pump today, and the details were 100 feet of hose. So, you know, I assumed I'd be running a line off the back end of the pump, hoping I'd get lucky and be able to unfold and boom it. But as you can see with the wires here, that's a no bueno, not with this pump, maybe with a little 24 meter or something. But as I'll show you in a minute, that would have been a moot point anyhow. So what we've got here, as I featured in previous videos, my fancy dancy Conforms line pump adapter. Just use a bungee cord to hold the swing gate open. Line pump adapter has a little tang here that slides in behind the pin that acts as the hinge point for the swing gate. You can see it tucks right in behind there, like that. And you just attach the other side with your standard wedge pin. I got a 6-inch to 4-inch reducing elbow off of this thing. Whenever we use these, it's typically with a really creamy line mix, so I'm not worried about the 6 to 4 elbow. For doing higher volume stuff or a harsher mix, I will use a 6 to 5 elbow and then reduce down from there. So I'm going all the way from that 7-inch outlet all the way down to 2-inch hose, which doesn't scare me. The reason why, got my 2x2 mesh screen on there. There's nothing that'll get through that screen, or very little anyhow, that would get through that screen. That's going to plug up a 2-inch hose, so that's kind of the key point there. So reduce all the way down to 2-inch. The reason why I'm doing that is obviously we're using 2-inch line for this stuff here. But here's the surprise. Here's the real kicker, the real kick in the nuts, if you will. So my details were 100 feet of hose. I roll up, I'm like, oh, 50 feet of hose. Awesome, easy day, right? But wait, there's more. One little detail, little tidbit around the back here. Doesn't help that it's a finely manicured property and we can't make a mess anywhere. So this is about 100 feet from the pump, but we'll just keep going. Going all the way back to that lock block wall there on the scaffold. So we got a total run here of about 250 feet of hose. Yeah, nice little oh by the way, isn't it? So I don't even have that much line on this pump. So I got a line pump coming by with some extra hose. We'll string his hose out. He's got the blowout caps. He's got all the gear. I think what we're going to do here, because I don't want to make any kind of a mess, I think we're going to use our little battery powered Milwaukee compressor. We'll put it at the end of the run, apply air pressure, put a sponge in the line, put the pump slowly stroke in reverse, try and push everything right back into the pump. If that doesn't work, we'll just go the conventional way and blow it out over by the pour area there. But I don't want to leave them with a bunch of concrete on site here if we don't have to. So yeah, my quick little easy day, not so much. Doesn't that always work out that way? I could actually get in here and unfold, but with the tree there's no way I'd be able to pour anything anyhow. So what I'm going to do while I wait for the line pump to get here, we're going to pour off this stuff out front. This is the architectural finish stuff. As soon as we're done with that, I'm going to put a pile of retarder in the truck, because for the block fill wall, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't set for a day. And I know that's going to be a slow and tedious pour, and we're sitting out here in the sun. Once that sun comes around the trees, we're going to be baking out here. So I'm not taking any chances with it. So we'll bang this stuff out. Ideally, by that time the line pump's here, we'll string the hose out, boom, boom, boom. If I have to wait on him at all, I'll just recirculate a little bit. No big deal, easily done. The reason why I have my outriggers out here is strictly just for access for getting hoses, clamps, buckets and such off of the pump. I threw the feet down just because why the heck not. I've got a nice bucket of bentonite brewing here. I already threw about a quarter bucket in the end of this hose, rolled it back, rolled it into the tapers, connected up one more hose. That'll be my prime for these two. And then when we hook up the remaining 200 feet, we'll throw the rest of this stuff in there and bang, 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 puke it all the way through. And yeah, I put the safety strap on just for effect. I had it tied onto this reducer anyhow. I often hang 2.5-inch hose from this boom, so this one permanently has a safety strap riding on it. So I figured Why not? It's there. Is it necessary or doing anything? In this case, no, not really. One other thing I'm going to mention here, while I'm here, let me get my tarp out of the way. Got all this gear at the back of the pump. What we always do. This is actually a regulation in our area here. You have to have these or the mixers can refuse to back onto the pump. We hang our little rubber mat just so everything directly in the line of fire to the mixer truck is taken care of. And then same with the 6-to-5 reducer in the elbow, the cannon as they call it. We have this fancy mesh matting on here. So this stuff is nice. We've had rubber on here before, and if these do pop, not that ours ever have in history, ever, I swear, I promise, if they do pop and you don't have a breathable material like this stuff covering them, all it does is it just rips the zap ties off and instantly blows open. So you need something that's somewhat permeable. So this stuff works really, really well. So anyhow, yeah, that's my nice little surprise today. I guess the lesson of the day is with the right equipment on the pump, there isn't a job that you can't do. I probably could piece almost enough line together on this pump to get this done, but it would be a complete yard sale, mix and match of hose. I still don't have the little compressor and whatnot to blow it the way that I want to, and I'm not going to blow it 250 feet of line by myself. I would blow it back into the pump by myself, but I'm not 100% confident that's going to work. It's kind of a hit or miss. That's the way we're going to try and do it. We'll try and be pros, try and keep it clean. As you can see, this is a beautiful home, and yeah, like I said, we'll just try and be as professional as we possibly can here in the face of adversity. So I'll check in a couple more times before we're done here. And yeah, who would have known? Next thing you know, I've got content. Just the way it works sometimes, right? Always keep the GoPro in the lunch bag because you never know. Anyhow, check back in a little bit here. One more little note here for anybody that is interested in one of these conform line pumping adapters. They do come with the ZX outlet flange, which is what we have here. They also come with a standard metric flange. I recommend the ZX outlet flange. The reason why I recommend so is with that type of flange and the way that it's interference fit, once you tighten this clamp down, you can actually hold those reducers suspended, just like what I've done here. You just set it kind of where you want it, give her a couple more turns with the wrench, cinch it down, and that's not moving anywhere. So that is why I prefer the ZX flange. It also does seal up a little bit tighter, so if you're going to try and suck your hoses back into the hopper, there's a little bit more positive of a seal. The other thing I love about this adapter here, because it sticks out this far, by the time you put your reducing elbow on, or even if it's just a standard elbow, you clear the 6-inch high pressure elbow. So I don't have to pull any of this stuff apart. I don't have to try and put it back together and line it all up when I'm done here. I just pop this off, close my swing gate up as usual, and piece of cake. So you can run the reducer off either side of the pump. So that is a super duper handy feature with it too. So anyhow, tip of the day, get the one with the ZX outlet flange. That's the one you want. I promise. I promise you'll love it, or at least like it, or at least not totally hate it. So that's my sales pitch. Weak, I know. So here we go. It's working. I told you it would work. 2-inch screen is performing flawlessly. It's for my YouTube channel. I'm just talking to myself. Oh. Want to be on TV?
Yeah, man.
What do you want to say?
Brothers.
Yeah, numero uno. That's right. You know your driver, Scott, is like my #1 fan.
Which guy?
Scott out of North Van.
Oh, Scott. Oh,
yeah, he's like #1 fan. Oh, no, sorry, it's Ian.
Oh, Ian.
Ian's, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
He comments and everything. He's great. Thanks, Ian.
What's your YouTube channel?
Canadian Concrete Pumper.
I'll check it out.
Here we go. Pump on. Action shot.
Oh,
Everybody likes to see the concrete go into the hole. See, I'm pumping here about as slow as this thing will pump before it just cuts out completely. About a 1 on the dial. And I turn the RPM down a little bit too. When we get into the long push, I'll put the RPM up just for maximum hydraulic cooling efficiency. keeps more oil flowing through the pump. So when you're pushing hard like this and pushing slow, I do like to put the RPMs up a little bit rather than lugging on the pump. Oh, wow. Okay, anyhow, check back in later. All right, so we are all done pouring out front here, and we've put some delay set in the load. And while we hang out and wait for my my ombre in the line pump to show up, I'm just going to recirculate this stuff for a little bit, work it around. We'll get it nice and wet. Yeah, that passes beautifully through that mesh screen. 2-inch by 2-inch mesh. It's the perfect size screen, in my opinion. So just work this around for a few strokes. I let him rinse his chute in there too, so we got it nice and juicy. So when we do hook up to the line, we got some nice wet stuff for priming through. And because we're putting this in a block fill, we want it nice and wet anyhow, so it flows in between the blocks. And a half a stroke in reverse. There we go, just so it doesn't keep dripping out the end of the hose while we wait. Now I will chill out and maybe have a little bite to eat while we wait for the line pump to show up here. Once he gets here, he and I can string out the couple hundred feet of 2-inch hose pretty easily, bang, bang, bang. I'm not gonna bother pulling a bunch of junk off of my truck. A, because I'm kind of solo here and I don't want to be dragging it across their finished concrete. B, he's got so much line on his truck and it's so easily accessible. It'll be a lot easier come time to clean up if we're throwing all the line back on his pump rather than trying to put the Jenga puzzle back together, which is the hose storage situation on this pump. So talk to you in a bit. Look who's here. The hose cart / line pump. What's up? Impromptu YouTube video. Where do you want to park? We can't be on that new asphalt. If you go right tight to it, you think cars can get through? Let's try that. Yeah. This actually might not be as much hose as I thought it might be. 200, maybe 225. Not terrible. Still more than I've got on the truck though. That's for sure. So far we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5, 6. 2 off my pump. Yeah, we'll be about 200 actually. Oh, yeah, everything around here is so delicate. So delicate. You know what? Just roll this one out and pull it back. I think that one, and then I stretch out the 2 that are on the pump, and we should be pretty close. Like really close. I don't know if they want to use a wall hook for this or not.
I have one.
They're newer to placing concrete, I think, so probably not. Yeah, that'll be good. I got a nice full bucket of bentonite too, so. Excellent. So let's drag out what's on the pump here. Lots of fine finished concrete around here, so attention to detail will be of the utmost importance. String this out, hook this up, check it in a minute. Love this little pump. We keep 250 of 2-inch on it, 200 of 2.5, and the not often used 3-inch lives in the cellar here, and we keep 100 feet of that on here. So I love storing the hoses like this, looping them on either side. Makes it so much easier to get them on and off the truck rather than have to throw them around, run to the other side, pull it over, yada yada yada. I really like doing the hose storage this way. So oh, whatever, let's do the little look at that consistency. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I'll be the hose holder / funnel holder / video camera guy. This is a tall order.
Uh-oh.
You be the bentonite pouring guy. I mix the bentonite, so if it goes through, I get credit. If it plugs, it's your fault. Does that make sense?
Oh, me? I thought it was the camera's fault.
Too thick for the funnel or what? Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Prime time. Bentonite is in. RPMs. Spin them right up. And I put my volume down as low as I possibly can without the pump cutting out completely. So right around a 1. Let's put a 1 on this rheostat. Okay, you ready? Here it comes. Will it be another successful bentonite prime? Some of these hoses were pretty dirty actually, so I have my my reservations about this. You notice the pattern of that? Every time I prime, I'm making excuses for why it's going to fail before it actually does fail. It's a pretty sad outlook on things, you know? Because this is block fill, we're just going to puke this primer right into the blocks, so. And did we make it? We made it. Here, film the concrete coming out the end of the hose. And then say something smart and something very intellectual. It's rolling right now.
I can't see anything.
Tell YouTube everything you know. I know that the screen goes flat. Touch the screen if you want to push on the screen. This is your moment, man.
What do you want me to
Climb
do?
up there, get the concrete coming out of the hose. Say something smart about what's going on. Tell your life story, how you got rushed in the doctor's office.
You want me to step on the hose? So it doesn't kick back on you?
I need a couple more feet. Can I get it?
Can we get a couple feet?
Yep. Just gotta pull it, bro.
Here you go. Go ahead.
It's not draining.
Nope.
And that's enough. Give me the camera back.
Pump off, pump off.
Where's Adam? Need a piece of rebar.
Hey, Adam!
Vibrator?
Yeah, heck with that. We need a rebar piece.
We got a poker in there?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Scott here. My voice kind of changed, but we are pouring regular mix in block fill.
Hey, you need the camera back, but before you gotta get something on tape.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop it in the hole.
How's that? Good?
Yeah.
Hard to tell. Adam!
Zoom in and make it look bigger.
How do you zoom in?
You can't. No, that's the crappy thing about those. Okay, just throw it, I'll catch you.
Oh yeah.
And rolling the whole time. Boom. Wow. Anyhow, so we're pumping here. That's what I love about having 2-inch line friendly mixes. Makes life so much easier having this 2-inch hose. We do a ton of jobs that are like half a load of concrete, so volume is not a concern. So it's just a matter about getting there in the easiest, most efficient manner. And quite often, 2-inch line is that, exactly that in our market. So one thing to note here when we get pumping with these 9-inch barrels reducing down to a 2-inch hose, there's almost always a little bit of a difference between the strokes from one side to the other. When you get down to a 2-inch line, you'll really notice it. It almost strokes 20-30% harder and faster on one side versus the other. There is a way to balance that out on the hydraulic pumps. I personally have not done it, but my brother there in our shop does it all the time. Sure. Just yell at him? I'm allowed to yell at him. Okay. You want a piece of rebar? You. Okay. Adam. I don't like yelling at people if I don't know them. And I'll go calmly ask for Adam. Supposed to yell at you. supposed to yell at you and tell you they need a piece of rebar to poke the concrete into the blocks. Good job, Adam. Good job. I think that went well. That was better than yelling. I think we're friends now. Anyhow, we'll pour the rest of this out. A little bit of a bent night mishap there on the prime. Our little funnel had an issue with plugging. We'll clean that up before we go. But we'll bang this out, and then I'll check back in when we're going to do the cleanup and our pull procedure for blowing the lines all the way back into the hopper of the pump and leaving no concrete on the ground, in theory. So what we're going to do here, because we're getting close to full, but with this block fill, it's really tough to tell exactly how far down you are from the top. I'm going to go tell the driver here to keep my hopper about 3 or 4 strokes from sucking air. That way, when the wall is full, I have enough room to get all that line pushed back into the hopper, and it's not overflowing. Ian and I were discussing it, and we're actually going to attempt just to suck the sponge back with the pump. I think that's about a 2% chance of it actually working, but we'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work, which I don't think it will, we've got our blowout caps. And we got our good friend here, battery-powered Milwaukee compressor. So we got an option B, which is really our option A. So, all right, so we are done the pumping portion of things. Grab my little friend here, my 2-inch sponge. Give her a little creamer up a little bit for positive sealing purposes. We're going to try and just suck the sponge back with a pump. Very slim chance it's going to work. The only reason I think there's possibly any chance is because it's a gradual downgrade all the way back to the pump. So, we're done. Yeah, you can rinse out in there if you like. Now what I'm going to do here before we attempt to suck this concrete back, you know what time it is. Brown sugar time. I'm going to sprinkle this stuff in the hopper, like so. As such that when we suck this back, the sugar will mix in. I might renege on the water. I didn't realize we're pretty full by the time I suck it back. It might be So what I've actually realized here is our hopper is way more full than what is ideal. I think I might call an audible here, and Ian and I are just going to grab the compressor and we're going to blow these lines out right in the dirt here. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't have enough room in that hopper to pull this back. It's a little bit higher than I would have liked. I probably should have communicated a little bit better with the mixer driver. That one's on me, but it's okay. We'll make this work. So I'll grab the compressor and we'll do it that way. So I got my little compressor here, got the blowout cap. Yes, it's not the super correct blowout cap, which has a deeper cap portion as such that the sponge can get pushed back, and a secondary bleeder port to bleed air off. 2-inch sponge, rubber line. Not super concerned or at all concerned about this sponge getting pushed back. If it did, there's such a small volume of air in that 2-inch hose. I have not nearly the concern that I would with, say, a 3-inch hose or bigger, so we're good.
You can drain a lot of these into buckets and use it, right?
Do you want to?
Yeah, what? Probably just easy, right?
We could. I was going to blow it out on the boulevard. Not.
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
I just don't want to make a mess on the house, that's all. Do you want it out at this end?
Well, these two, we're probably going to just fill the buckets. So you could probably do it right on this one.
If you want to do that, yeah, we can blow some out one way and then we'll take the rest back.
Yeah, so these ones here we'll empty like this hose.
Yeah.
Right, you can just put it in the bucket. You can put this one in the bucket and then you can blow it out.
Okay, so it'll be like 2 hoses. Sure, yeah, we'll do that then. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Maybe I will try and suck this back then. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We got 175. 175 sucked back. Will it do it? Doubtful. Suck it back nice and slow. Oh, maybe we get lucky. Maybe. Don't want to go fast and suck that hose in on itself, so go slow. Maybe with a little bit of draining assistance. A little bit of draining assistance just to get it moving.
Oh, you mean cheap?
Will it move? Or are we doing air assistance?
Uh-oh.
Think we're doing air? I think once it starts going, if it starts going, will it be okay?
Oh, it moved a millimeter.
Did it move a millimeter?
Getting somewhere.
Try lifting it up a little bit just to get some weight. There we go, yeah. See if we get it started.
Oh!
Did we? Okay, should we just put the, you want to put the Milwaukee on, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll Milwaukee it. Reverting from plan B back to plan A, which became plan B, if that makes any sense. So we'll get the Milwaukee compressor connected up here and we'll do it that way.
Oh, you're so kind. You had it ready for me.
Yeah, all ready for you. That's what I do. Tis what I do. All right. Let's Milwaukee it up. She's slow, but effective. For Milwaukee it actually makes way more sense just to blow it back onto the ground. But now I'm just out to prove a point that we could actually do it this way. If we really wanted to.
I'm just gonna put it on full blast.
Oh yeah, full blast. Yep, and I'll go back real slow with it.
Ready?
I want to let her max out the air pressure first. Give her that good little first kick as much as we can. These batteries last long enough for about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes of continuous runtime. Basically enough to blow out like 250 feet of hose one time. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I'm in reverse, air on. Let's go.
Nice, no leak.
Yeah, nice and gentle. Oh, we got movement. Superb. Oh yeah. Just gonna go super slow on the dial here. It ain't a race. Look at that. We're getting somewhere. Marvelous. Almost there, right? Still feel it moving. You think we're there? Yeah. Take a couple more strokes just for insurance, then we'll break it and have a look. How about that?
Yeah, you're good. It's not making no air sound.
Okay, I'll break the air. I'll leave it stroking for now. I'll break the air and then come back out. That actually went back way quicker than I thought. Thought if anything, it would take it back a few strokes and the compressor would actually cause a vacuum not being able to keep up, but we'll see. So kill this. And we'll remove this. Remove this. Bleed this. And we'll break this. There's actually vacuum on this. It's not air pressure, that's a vacuum. Let's see what we got at the end of the hose. Magnifique. Let's go back and check at the pump end and see what we got. See if we're going to be heroes or zeros, or just semi-competent concrete pump operators. Let's see what we got. Oh, I like it. We're empty. We're empty. We're clean.
You want to suck back a little more sponge to clean the hoses?
They're a little schmaggy. Is there water at the side of the house? Just fill it and roll it through. You can roll it through right here. Normally pushing the sponge ahead, the hoses come out quite clean with just the one sponge. Sucking it back like this, it leaves a little bit more of a film, just because you don't get as controlled of a flow on that little sponge. I could literally just chuck these on the pump. There's nothing of any significance in there, but we'll give them a little rinse. We'll do it the right way. Let's see how full our hopper is here. Hopefully not too full to travel. No, we're good. That's about as full as I like to get it. Almost about as full as it is when I do a boom job, and by the time I get the sponge back, it is about that full. A little bit lower sometimes, but it's got lots of sugar in it. That's not going anywhere, so we'll pack all this up here, give the hoses a rinse, and we'll check in before we before we fly on out of here. So I was gonna say deja vu. What I meant to say was c'est la vie. That's the one, c'est la vie. So for those who are wondering what I do here when I'm about to travel, I've used this line adapter. I just rinse up in there with a hose, let it fall into the bucket. I'm gonna pull all this off and just close my transition door back up. Another option is I could, if I was going to do another line pump job, I put a sponge in the elbow here, suck it back, 1 or 2 strokes, keep it right in there. But I don't really like traveling with this transition door flopping around. And because I'm just going to wash out now, there's no real need to. So I'll clean that out, bucket off, close the door up. The other thing is I store this in underneath where my hoses are there, so I need to open the outrigger up to store it. So there's no point traveling with it, and then when I get to the washout area, I got to swing the outriggers out again to put this thing away. So quick little rinse, bang, 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 back on the truck, close the door up, out of here. Okay, you're gonna film the outro.
Oh.
No, it's not often I have a helper, so here, you're gonna film me. But before we go, we're gonna do our critical step here. Critical step. What could he possibly be up to? Any ideas? Any ideas?
Are you talking to me?
No, just the general viewing audience. The millions of people around the world. He's gonna scoop a bucket of the good stuff. Fill this bucket up. I load it with water so that it saturates. And when I use this to line my hopper on my next job, it's nice moist material, doesn't suck all the moisture out of the concrete and cause it to crustaceanify at the bottom of the hopper. So that goes something like that. Because who knows, my next job, I may not have access to such fine materials. Store that there before we roll out. And we got to do the like, share, subscribe part. We say it 3 times with enthusiasm and pep.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, hold on, one more thing. That is tape measure in my pocket. Okay, hold on. What do you think? 19?
18 and a half.
So it's a genuine Putzmeister tape measure. This is going to add 2 inches to your pipes, I promise. Okay, we'll see.
I need that.
You need it? Actually, it's German, so we got to measure in centimeters here. Okay, we're gonna cheat a little bit. Just bear with me. We'll set her on 18. We'll see. I'm going at an angle to get the peak of the tricep. 19?
Oh,
what do you think?
19? 19, he knows his body.
19.
19.
19 and fat as a you-know-what. Oh yeah, and lastly, the last one. Like, share, subscribe. Over and out. Shameless plug. Over and out.